Always nice speaking to you, and we're back with another Talking Technical show. And thank you for all the viewers that seeking us at a different time slot. Always it was on a Thursday, 6:30, but BDTV moved it a little bit around, and a lot of the viewers actually like that slot. So thank you for BDTV to change it in 2 slots over a week, because now you've got every week a nice short Talking Technical. But let's have a look. Let's kick off with. We've got plenty requests, so let's somewhere start straight away. Let's have a look at Kraft. And this is, of course, an international company, Kraft Heinz. It's quite a big, massive company, but keep in mind that a lot of the European countries are starting to call some new lockdown pressures and structures so that they can maybe combat the coronavirus. But if I look at this chart, it looks like it had a beautiful fall, and it was Lynn. Lynn asked about Kraft. And Lynn, if you look at it all the way to the downside, but what do we see now? We're starting to see now what we call a big consolidation. Let's have a look here. I'm going to show you something else as well. There's the big consolidation line, and it needs to break above that. But what I like about this, I've got like a, let's call it almost a V at the bottom. Just want to show you here. There you are. And from there, we can have a look at that. And what do we see here? It's almost like the share is finding its feet. And this is that big overhang resistance that needs to turn into a support. And that is waiting at 35.9. Now, if we look at these charts, it actually shows you that these charts, even Kraft, is already under pressure since 2017. This is not the drop of the corona. This is that the chart is under pressure for quite a few years already. And remember, this is a weekly chart. Now, what I see now is it's a consolidation. We first saw these downward slope of support, and now we're seeing a higher low developing here. There's the low, there's a higher low, and I want this line to turn into support. And this is a beautiful ascending channel. It can break to the upside. We can maybe use this line a little bit lower if you really want to, because then you've got a few more spots. But in this kind of environment, I would like to use this top line. And the reason why I'm saying that is, you know, a lot of investors and traders on the market has suddenly forgot the word corona. And everybody is just saying, don't worry, shares are looking through this cycle. Everything is going to be 100% fine. And all you need to do is you need to buy these stocks that's been bottomed out, and you must just wait. And maybe they are all right. That's maybe the case that's going to take place if the coronavirus disappear. But for me, I will only look at Corona above, Corona Kraft Heinz. I will look at it above 35.90, and I will then make use of a stop loss. That's a little bit big. I will go a little bit of it. There you are. There's a nice tight stop loss. 31.45. And Lynn, if it can break that level of 35.90, we can see a 40.35, 43.25, and even as high as 48.09. And what's nice about this chart, and I actually prefer these kind of charts that already shows weakness over a couple of few years, a consolidation that tells me that the informed investors are happy to decide if they want to buy or sell the share now. Then if that line turns into support, you know that the direction wants to change and things can go higher. So what I like about this chart, it's at least a bottoming pattern. You will see some charts that people requested about. It is just all the way to the top, and that always makes me a little bit nervous if things are just looking so good and so healthy. Let's have a look at Nvidia. And Nvidia is one of those companies that is one of the favorites in the world. I mean, everybody is just so happy, and everybody believes that the company can just go higher. And look what's happening here. I mean, in March this year, can you believe it? The stock was as low as 193, and in a matter of, let's call it 6 months, the market went up from 191, the Nvidia share price, to almost 569. It's in a straight line. It just goes straight up, and this is what makes me a little bit nervous. All these stocks, I know it's all internet related companies, and everybody just believes that this is the new thing of the era. all of them are wrong. This is the new thing of the last 10 years. I mean, there's 2010. Look, it almost did nothing till about 2016. Then it took off. It gave a little bit of a retracement and all the way through to the top. Now, this just tells you that everybody is just so positive about these companies. They just believe that the companies cannot go lower and they can just go higher. And I'm always nervous of looking at charts like this, but I mean, Tony wants to know about it. Tony, if you believe this is the chart that you can go chase the momentum at the current prices, but I think just stick to a stop loss of 531. I think that's maybe just a tight stop loss. It's nothing. It's $30. These shares tend to go up $30 and $50 on an evening, and then that's just the normal norm. Just for interesting sake, the other night when the Apple shares and the Amazon shares rallied, they almost added $200 billion to their market cap. That just tells you, if you look at that, it just tells you those shares are in favor and everybody just loves them and everybody is just buying them. So I will give you that stop loss there, Tony. Let's draw that line so that the viewers can see where I get that from. There's the level, Tony. If it gets below that, just be a little bit nervous because we can see a sharp sell-off. Why? Look at this beautiful lamp pole formation in a couple of months. Well, let's have a look at Calvin's request. And that is silver. And strangely enough, I've got quite a few requests tonight on commodities. And the reason why everybody's saying, if you don't chase Bitcoin, then you need to chase a commodity. And let's have a look here. There's the silver price, weekly chart. And Kelvin, in March, you will not believe it, it was $12. Now suddenly it is $24 an ounce. It doubled in price. And look at this. Here's now a typical example. Beautiful lamp pole formation. I can just show you there. You can see, look at it. It's a steep rally, and what happens after a steep rally? You always find a little bit of a pullback. So if I look at this chart, Tony, I will say yes, momentum is still clearly to the upside, and if you want to resume buying it, let's have a look there. I'm going to draw this line in. There you are. And it's not far from that to turn this line into a support. So Tony, I will look at this stock, and I think it will be when we break this line. Let's just show you. There you are. There's the low of the other week. There you are. If you look at that, if you can see the stock or the chart above 25.26 silver, we can easily see the chart takes us all the way up to 26.31, 26.08, 27.5, and the old high of a few weeks ago was 28.59, and my stop loss here will be 22.6. Why is the stop loss on commodities a little bit bigger? Reason being, commodities tend to give you wild swings. So if you have too tight of a stop loss, it can mess you around and maybe stop you out. Let's have a look at gold. I mean, this is the favorite of the market. Gold just rallied, and Zolly asked about gold. Well, Zolly, there you are. You can see here since 2019. It's an interesting chart, just tells you that the momentum is up. There you can see beautiful momentum. So at the moment you can still hold on to your gold. And I know Zolly would like to buy some gold. I'm going to use exactly the same strategy here, Zolly. I'm going to say, there's my line. That was the high of the other week. There you are. And what's nice about it, you see that line. Let's just show you here. Support, turned into a resistance. Now it's fighting this line. If this line can turn into a support, it will probably show us that the trend wants to continue higher. So yes, you can buy above 1931 again. Make use of a stop loss of 1847, and the targets to the top 1955, 1968, and even 2043. Just keep in mind, if you look at this longer term chart, stock of gold had a beautiful rally. The difference here is, if you compare that to that Nvidia chart, this slope of this line is about a 45 degree. I like a 30 degree. 45 is not that steep. When you go to a 60 and a 70 degree slope, then suddenly things turns out to be nervous. So well, let's look at Hillary's question, and that is platinum. Let's finish all the commodities first. There you are, platinum, this one, and this is a weekly chart. It's almost like gold of a few years back. It cannot make up its mind. It's working on a big consolidation. Let's have a look here. And I will then use this line. There you are. I will just say there you are. And if I look at this, it works below this line. This is a resistance and it needs to break. Well, there you are. If you extend it, it will take you to $1,000 an ounce. So then you can know that platinum can turn into a support and it can really run. And if I must use a stop loss, then 821 is maybe a little bit big from 1,000. But I will then stick to a stop loss of 930. And if platinum breaks up, let's just give you the targets to the top: 1045, 1141, 1171, and even 1273. What's nice about this chart, it tells us that platinum is usually a follower of the economy. And that just tells you that everybody is running into the top commodities. That's the gold and the silver. And the industrial commodities like a platinum, it's almost not 100% in favor. What I like about it is there was a low in 2009, 2016, it almost reached this low again, and we're close to that around 800, so it can maybe just surprise us and break to the top. And when it breaks above 1,000, you'll probably see there will be maybe a demand. Let's have a go a little bit further. Here you are, and if you look at this, it's not far from its 2004 lows. So platinum in all these years struggled, and maybe it can break sometime, but that's above 1,000. Well, thank you for watching the show. Visit our website www.fransdeklerk for more info on more technical charts, and we will chat to you soon.